Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is your agriculture professor, Mr. Sandeep here. Today, we will discuss about the specialty fertilizers. Why these specialty fertilizers have got this much importance? What is the need of specialty fertilizers? How they are performing under field condition? And what is the need of these specialty fertilizers in agriculture? This entire presentation has been divided into the two different videos. Among these, some part will be covered in this video and the rest of the part will be covered in the next video. In this video, we will discuss about the introduction of the specialty fertilizers, their definitions and their types, how it's having the global importance and its opportunities and challenges. When it's come to introduction, as you know, my dear friends, we the agriculture country, we the farmers who are using highest of the highest amount of the fertilizers every day. What's happening? The amount of fertilizers which we are applying and the amount of fertilizers which are taken by the crop is completely different. Okay, if you see the nitrogen nutrient use efficiency of India, even though it is all over 50%, the NPK, nitrogen use efficiency, phosphorus use efficiency, and potassium use efficiency is hardly 40, 20, and 50% respectively. And with respect to micronutrients, it's hardly 2%. Why it is so? Why it is so? Because whatever the amount of nutrient we will apply to the soil, some amount of the nutrient will be lost to the environment in the different forms, such as if you consider nitrogen will be lost to the environment in different forms such as denitrification, leaching loss, percolation, leaching loss, and even that fixation. Okay, fixation through microorganisms, phosphorus as fixation, potassium as fixation. Likewise, many of these nutrients will be lost to the environment or lost to the soil environment, and they will not be available for the crops for the longer term. That's why what the farmers will do in order to apply the nutrients, okay, they will supply more amount of fertilizers. Okay, they thought by application of this amount of excess amount of fertilizers we can provide some of the amount of good amount of nutrients. But the thing is, indirectly they are contributing for the environmental pollution. By addition of extra fertilizers to the crop, indirectly the cost of production will also increases, and the negative impact of these chemical fertilizers on the environment will also increases. That's why the new concept called the specialty fertilizers are came to the market. What are these specialty fertilizers actually? These specialty fertilizers are those which are essentially either of the slow releasing fertilizers, controlled releasing fertilizers, stabilized fertilizers, or fortified fertilizers with a high water use efficiency or high water soluble in nature. The very purpose of these specialty fertilizers is to enhance the nutrient use efficiency and reduce the cost of production, beside minimizing the environmental risk. If you see the fertilizer consumption of India across the globe, India stands in second position in production as well as consumption. If you see the production and import, okay, we are consuming around 43 we are consuming around 67 million tons of fertilizer every year. Among that, we are producing around 43.5 million tons and we are importing around 20.5 million tons of fertilizers every year. If you see the amount of urea produced in India, it's hardly around 82%, and it will be consumed as it whole. Okay, now we will discuss what exactly these specialty fertilizers are. These are the some of the innovative sources of the nutrients which applied in special conditions of the soil plant for special action in the plant for achieving higher recovery efficiency and economy, which means these can be applied under special conditions such as the different crops are required different amount of the nutrients. If you grow the same crop in the different seasons, such as the red gram, which can be grown in Kharif as well as in late Rabi, the amount of fertilizer requirement is different. Okay. Similarly, if you grow the same crop under red soil and black soil, the rate of amount of fertilizer requirement is different based on the amount of nutrients which are actually present in the soil. Okay, the specified amount of fertilizers for that particular area, for that particular crop, and for that particular season is considered as specialty fertilizers. Specialty fertilizers are those which are functions majorly as by restricting the amount of moisture content. Okay, amount of moisture content came in contact with them, and They will also work by reducing the release of the nutrients or controlling the amount of nutrients which are released into the soil solutions. Okay, they significantly reduce the possible losses of the nutrients through the different process by reducing the amount of nutrient releasing into the soil solution. Okay, they also reduce the loss of ammonia due to evaporation by sustainability and decrease the risk of environmental pollution. These are the some of the characteristics of ideal specialty fertilizers. If a fertilizer is said to be called as a specialty fertilizer, it should possess all these characteristics, such as they should not have any unfavorable effect on the soil fertility. Okay, that means already some soil is having some of the amount of nutrients. Along with that, it's having some of the amount of beneficial microorganisms. Our these specialty fertilizers, when we have applied, they should not disturb the soil fertility, or they should not disturb those microorganisms which are present in the soil, and they should not degrade to the toxic substances in the soil, and they should not be toxic to the plant, animal, and man. They should be economically viable and environmentally acceptable. As our main aim, we should reduce these specialty fertilizers should reduce the cost of production, which means they should be easily available for the small and medium range farmers, economically viable and environmentally acceptable. Okay, after application of these fertilizers to the environment, they should not cause any harm to the environment, and they should be stable during the production, storage, transport, and use. Okay, why this should be like this means some of the fertilizers are there, such as sodium nitrate is there. Okay, there is no ammonium nitrate is there. Ammonium nitrate is one such fertilizer which you cannot store because it's having that what that bursting habit. If you keep under high temperatures, it's having explosive nature. Okay, in such situations, these fertilizers should possess okay safety, which means it should be stay stable during the production, storage, transport, and its use. And their cost should be acceptable to the farmer, which means it should reduce the cost of production, and it should be easily available for the farmers. And in case of urease inhibitors, they should be compatible with the urea containing fertilizers. Urease inhibitors are the some of the chemicals, okay, which performs the activity of reducing the which performs a function as reducing the activity of urease enzyme. Okay, those should be incompatible with the urea fertilizers which we are applying. If a fertilizer is possessing all these characteristics, it should be considered as specialty